Dillian Whyte is not happy with Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. Heavyweight boxing is in an absolute mess at the moment. Those were the words of Dillian Whyte to The Sun earlier today, and right now it's hard to disagree. We have one major fight scheduled in the heavyweight division right now, and that's Alexander Usyk against Daniel Dubois. And other than that, there is absolutely nothing. Now, we are waiting to hear on Anthony Joshua whether he's going to take a fight on August 12th. Obviously, we thought that Dillian Whyte turned down an offer to fight Joshua August 12th, but he is now saying that's not true. So this is what he's told The Sun Sport, earlier today. They're talking rubbish, he said, in response to Eddie Hearn claiming that he priced himself out. I haven't turned down the fight. All I got after Eddie talked publicly and often about making me an offer to fight AJ was a very short email late in the evening on Friday, June 2nd. I absolutely 100% want to fight AJ and called Eddie to discuss the offer but couldn't get hold of him. I messaged him too. I didn't hear back from him, so I sent him an email to confirm I wanted the fight. I didn't turn down the offer or propose a counter-offer. All I did was ask normal questions on his 3-line email so-called offer. So Dillian is saying that he never actually turned down the fight. And I mean, Eddie has done some interviews this week in New York. He's obviously promoting Edgar Berlanga, Jason Quigley, which is on Saturday. And he said that they couldn't come to terms for the rematch with Whyte. There was obviously other reports which Eddie denied, which came out earlier this week, which suggested that Dillian had requested 10 million. Eddie obviously said that wasn't the case. And Dillian went on to say, even before I emailed, Eddie was already saying publicly that his offer was unacceptable. So why make it in the first place? It is out of order to use me to boost AJ's value in negotiations for the Wilder fight without any intention to fight me. So this Saudi tournament that they've been talking about with Anthony Joshua against Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury against Alexander Usyk seems to be what's putting the heavyweight division on hold. No one seems to want to take a risk apart from Usyk, who's fighting Daniel Dubois. And this is what Dillian's saying, is that Joshua really doesn't have any intention to take that risk. And whether it's Joshua or more his team and his promoters and things like that is probably more the case. I never feel that a fight is scared to fight anyone. But it's a business. And is fighting Dillian Whyte too much of a risk? Who knows? But if you have an offer from Saudi Arabia on the table against Deontay Wilder for life-changing money. I mean, Joshua's already earned absolutely millions, but this is potentially, who knows, 50 million? Who knows how much it'll be? So Dillian Whyte not happy. He still says he'll fight Joshua, and he went on Talk Sport with Jim White and Simon Jordan earlier today, and he said that he feels that Eddie Hearn has disrespected him when he was asked if he feels that Hearn has basically given him an offer which is unacceptable. He feels he's just been disrespected. But he also said that he's still willing to fight Joshua August 12th. And he said that he would do a winner-takes-all offer. Now, I'm not sure that's realistic, if I'm being honest, for the contract to say whoever wins the fight takes all the money. But this seems to be the fight that the public want. I mean, who else is out there? You've got Jarrell Miller, who Eddie said that fight's not going to happen. Obviously, after everything that's happened there with the fight meant to have happened, but then Miller failed drug tests. You've got Agit Kabayel, the former European champion, has been mentioned by Eddie this week. Not sure that's a fight that fans are desperate to see or it's really been on the radar for anyone. I know that Otto Wallin has been a name that has been mentioned. That could be a good fight, but he's a southpaw and potentially not great preparation for Deontay Wilder. So this is the situation right now. I mean, Simon Jordan as well said on that show that he doesn't feel like Joshua's team are willing to take a risk before Saudi. Maybe Tyson Fury isn't either, because there's been nothing coming from his side to suggest that he's got a fight lined up. I mean, there's been rumours maybe he'll fight John Jones in the UFC heavyweight in a crossover clash or in an MMA fight. But right now, this Saudi talk is what is seemingly preventing these big fights happening. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think Dillian Whyte is right? Do you think he should just take what he's given, what he's being offered? I mean, the fight is only a few weeks away as well. Another thing Dillian said as well, which was interesting, is that obviously Eddie has the O2 booked for August 12th. The same venue which hosted the first fight, which Joshua won in 7 rounds. And he feels that this is a stadium fight. This isn't an O2 fight. This could go to a stadium. Now, that is obviously based on whether the Premier League stadiums are available that weekend. And looking at the London ones, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium will be free. So the question is, does that sell out the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? I believe it does. 2 Londoners, maybe not the draws they once were. I think that's fair to say. But still, big rivalry. They've already fought before. They're both very well known to the casuals. And that's about a 60,000-seater stadium. Now, logistically, again, can it be done in time? I mean, the fight is only, like I say, a few weeks away. We're almost in July. Can it all be worked out in time? But right now as well, Eddie said, if it isn't a marquee name like a Dillian Whyte, I guess a Miller as well, but that fight doesn't seem to be on the table, then it probably won't be a DAZN pay-per-view. Now, Joshua's first fight on DAZN, specifically in April against Franklin, wasn't a pay-per-view. If it is against Dillian Whyte on August 12th, that is definitely a pay-per-view. There's no doubt about that. Whether they are at the same level they once were, but it is a pay-per-view fight. So if it isn't him, and it isn't obviously going to be Miller, then you'd probably expect the fight to be on normal, unpaid for, just part of your subscription with DAZN. So that's another thing that's going to be considered. Does Joshua even fight August 12th? I mean, we'll see what happens today. We have reached out to Eddie Hearn to get some comment on this, but he is obviously in New York and preparing for Saturday's fight that he's got with Berlanga and Quigley. So I'm sure we'll hear what Eddie has to say later today. But give us your comments. Let us know who's right, who's wrong. Is someone lying here? But what we do know is that the fights aren't happening, and that's what we want to see. So let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.